So let's talk about The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, plus a ranking of the Hunger Games film franchise overall. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2015 dystopian sci-fi adventure flick The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, directed by Francis Lawrence and released by Lionsgate. It was done by a screenplay by Peter Craig and Danny Strong. The second of the two films based on Suzanne Collins' novel of the same name, Mockingjay, the final book in the Hunger Games trilogy. The film was produced by Nina Jacobson and John Killick. Now, of course, it has the same cast as we've seen in the last film, which include Jennifer Lawrence, Josh Hutcherson, Liam Hemsworth, Woody Harrelson, Elizabeth Banks, Julianne Moore, Philip Seymour Hoffman in his final film performance, because he died the previous year, but he managed to get his part in this film, and Donald Sutherland. Anyway, the story continues from the last film. Now, you haven't seen my reviews for the previous part, or The Hunger Games Are Catching Fire, I advise you to click on that card coming up. There you go. And click on that to go to the playlist, and that way you can catch what you might have missed or see the reviews again if you would like. And I'll give you a few additional seconds. Okay, and after this, I'll be ranking the 4 films. Okay? This time, Katniss is preparing to win the war against President Snow and the tyrannical capital. Along with Peeta, Gale, Finnick, and others, she travels to the capital to kill Snow. Now, the film may have caught on with the critics, but unfortunately, it wasn't as big as the last film, as it would go on to become the 9th highest grossing film of 2015, but, well, it's the lowest grossing film in the series overall. I'll get to that in a little bit. Here's our story. After being attacked by a hijacked, brainwashed Pia Mellark, Katniss Everdeen recovers from her injuries in District 13. President Coin refuses to let Katniss go to the capital until they take District 2. So instead, she sends her to join the assault on the capital's armory in District 2, the last district controlled by the capital. Of course, that's what you recalled from the end of the last film. Although she's able to rally the rebels and convince District 2 to join the rebellion, she is shot by a civilian but was merely injured due to her bulletproof Mockingjay costume. Johanna covers for Katniss while she sneaks on board a helicopter on its way to the capital. Coin becomes aware of Katniss's defiance but plays along. Katniss is recruited into the Star Squad, which includes Gale and a recently married Finnick. Peeta, who is still not fully recovered, joins them to appear in propaganda videos. Led by Boggs, the team makes their way to the capital, evading booby-trapped pods placed along the way with Boggs' holographic map called the Hollow. Boggs is fatally wounded by a pod and bestows the Hollow to Katniss before dying. The squad accidentally trigger another pod, releasing a flood of lethal black tar, and Pia momentarily succumbs to his conditioning and attacks Katniss, killing Mitchell in the process. Katniss refuses to kill Pia, but Gale states that he would kill him if needed. The group are then trapped in a building by peacekeepers. The League sisters stay behind as a distraction so the group can escape the building. The peacekeepers destroy the building, and the capital broadcasts a message announcing Katniss's apparent death, which is then interrupted by Coin, who delivers an impassioned eulogy to rally the rebels. The team then travel in the sewers, but they are then ambushed by genetically engineered mutts, who kill several members of the group, including Finnick. Katniss uses the Hollow to self-destruct and cause an explosion to kill the mutts. Then The team escape the sewers and take shelter in a house owned by former Hunger Games stylist Tigress. Snow invites Capitol citizens to take shelter in his mansion, forming a human shield around the mansion. Katniss and Gale join the group of citizens in order to infiltrate the mansion, but during this here attempt, the rebels finally arrive at the Capitol and engage in a gunfight with the peacekeepers, with several Capitol citizens being caught in the crossfire. In the confusion, a hovercraft marked with Capitol insignia drops bombs into the crowd. When a group of mechs, including Candace's sister Prim, arrive to treat the wounded, the second wave of bombings occurs, killing Prim and knocking Katniss unconscious. Katniss awakens and Haymitch informs her the rebels have finally won the rebellion. Katniss confronts Snow, who is being held prisoner and is awaiting execution. He explains to Katniss that Coin staged the bombing to turn his followers against him and reminds Katniss of his promise to never lie to her. Katniss realizes Gale had suggested a similar strategy and is stunned when Gale cannot deny his part in Prim's death. Wow. Yeah. All right. Now for the ending. You know the procedure. Like always, you have 5 seconds to stop this video. Please go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on. Here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Colin calls a meeting. Not Colin. Excuse me again. Boop, boop. Take 2. Coin calls a meeting of the surviving Hunger Game victors where she declares herself the interim president of Panem. She calls for a vote for a final symbolic Hunger Games, but instead of using the children of Capitol leaders as revenge, Katniss votes yes under the condition that she can execute Snow. At Snow's execution, Katniss kills Coin instead, which causes a riot of citizens to lynch and kills Snow. Peeta stops Katniss from committing suicide and she is arrested. In captivity, Haymitch brings Katniss a letter from Plutarch assuring she will be pardoned. There will be no last Hunger Games and she will be able to return to District 12. Returning home to District 12, Katniss finds Peeta, who has almost fully recovered from his conditioning. They receive a letter from Annie, Finnick's wife, telling them that her and Finnick's son has been born. Katniss' mother is still treating survivors and Gale was promoted to captain. Commander Paler is formally elected the new president of Panem. Years later, Katniss and Peeta play with their 2 children in a meadow. Their infant cries from a nightmare and Katniss ponders that they will eventually learn her story and about her time in the games. She muses that to her baby that sometimes she plays a game wherein she imagines every good thing that she's ever seen anyone do. She says that the game gets a little tedious at times, but states that there are much worse games to play. End of story. So what did I think of the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2? Well, I'm going to say it's better. I mean, it's a big step up from the last film and what have you. It fell short of expectations at the box office, though, unfortunately, as the film went on to make $658 million worldwide, but was still, yeah. But anyway, it still did fine, and even though it didn't quite make as big as the other ones, it's 1 point higher on the tomato meter at 70%, much to the 69% of its predecessor. Now, everyone praised the action sequences, which we didn't get too much of in the last film, and the performances from everyone, most notably Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss and Josh Hutcherson as Peeta, plus Donald Sutherland's portrayal of President Snow. The screenplay and musical score, once again done by James Newton Howard, was really good, But however, like the last film, it was still criticized for splitting the final adaptation into two separate parts. Nevertheless, I still like the performances from Liam Hemsworth as Gale, Woody Harrelson as Haymitch, Elizabeth Banks as Effie Trinket, Julianne Moore as President Coin, the late Philip Seymour Hoffman as Heavensby, Plutarch Heavensby, Jeffrey Wright is BT once again, and Stanley Tucci once again plays Caesar Flickerman. Anyway, yeah, still we got good performances from everyone, and I really did enjoy it. There's also appearances from some familiar names such as John Malone and Eldon Henson. Anyway, yeah. So the cast is real good, and I think and I will say that everything else was good. I understand they took a chance in splitting the two parts, but hey, I guess they just wanted to. They said if Breaking Dawn can, I'm thinking, but this is you don't have to take my word for it. I think they were just saying if Breaking Dawn can do it, this can do it. But hey, you don't have to take my word for it, okay? That's just so I think. But well, anyway, still, I think it was a big step up from the last part, the last film, and I do like a lot of the action sequences since I did revisit this and the other three films last year on Tubi. But anyway, the Hunger Games franchise had come to an end. Now, there have been talks about planning to do a film version of the prequel to the Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. But, well, we can't really jump to any conclusions if that's going to occur yet. But we'll see. There might be some spin-off films, but, well, you never can tell about that. So anyway, with a great cast, great screenplay, great action sequences, heck, even great direction from Francis Lawrence, and stuff like that. Would I recommend part two of Mockingjay? I would say hell yeah. As long as you watch the first part, then go for it with this part. I think you'll enjoy this a little better and what have you. Anyway, you can let me know what you thought about the film in the comments section below. But this video isn't over yet. Now it's time to rank all four films in the franchise. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go rapid fire on this, okay? Number 4 would be Mockingjay Part 1. Well, it still did pretty well and what have you, unlike the second part. But however, it had more criticism for lacking action, the action sequences and stuff, which that's completely understandable and what have you. Yeah, and also for its pacing, I forgot to point that out. Yeah, the pacing in Mockingjay Part One was kind of a little yeah, and it had a lack of action, but still it had good acting, a great musical score, and political subtext. So I really did enjoy that and appreciate it for this one. Number 3 would be the film I just finished talking about, which would be Mockingjay Part 2. Now, it was a step up. I mean, I still kind of was surprised they took a chance in putting the two separate parts, but even so, this may not have done as well as Part 1, but overall, it still provided a good feel to it by bringing back some action sequences, you know. But overall, I'm thinking that this is just so awesome. And I just really enjoyed part 2 for what it had to offer. Coming in at number 2, well, this was a tough decision to make. My second favorite is Catching Fire. And I think it's really good. I mean, this would probably be everyone's favorite. I mean, it had more good stuff in it and what have you. Good action, good casting and what have you. Just like before, you know. Excuse me, everyone. Yes. I mean, critics did say it was an improvement over its predecessor. The visual effects were good, the emotional depth and screenplay and everything, they were all really good. But the original is still my top favorite. So, now, while despite it had an issue with the shaky camera and what have you, which that's understandable, but this provided the action that I could ever experience from this, and I did like the song "Saving Sound" done by Taylor Swift, along with the Civil Wars. So anyway, I really did enjoy the Hunger Games for what it was. I mean, shaky camera or no shaky camera. But still, it had a good score and a great cast. I mean, this was what introduced me to it. Even though I've seen the books around stores before, but overall, I really did enjoy the Hunger Games, the first one for what it was. Yeah. All right. Enough said. Now, you could again give me what your thoughts are on Mockingjay Part Two, or if you don't have any thoughts, no problem. Just tell me what, or you can tell me what's your favorite film in the Hunger Games franchise in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned, I'll have a special video coming up next time before I do my rankings of first time watches and rewatches for March 2022. Okay? So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like this, consider check out my reviews for these other book-based movies and what have you. In the upper left hand corner is my review of the second part of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The upper right hand corner is my review for the second half of Breaking Dawn, the final chapter of the Twilight Saga. Or, if you would like something else, see my spoiler-free review of the new Sandra Bullock Channing Tatum film, The Lost City. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.